Hey, what's up, y'all? Man, we back here in Columbia, South Carolina. Man, I got a call yesterday. One of them calls that I don't like getting. I actually got the call 2 days ago, man. Driver had a blown brake chamber. It was leaking air real bad. Hard to hold the air pressure up. Having to do little tricks just to keep air in the truck and keep it moving. So, was gonna try to pull over and get it fixed, man. But after calling around, nobody had the part. Nobody had the brake chamber. It's a 3036 with a welded clevis brake chamber, and it was that's kind of like a one-off brake chamber. Most people use a 3030 brake chamber. But long story short, didn't have it, but he was able to hold the air pressure and just get it back to Atlanta. And so as he got it back to Atlanta, I was checking in with him, just seeing if he was just gonna be okay, and just seeing what was what, just making sure he was just gonna get back. I did not want him to get in a situation where he was on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? And if he was in a situation, where he had to pull over or something like that, just as long as he could make it to the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good feeling when your truck break down in traffic, per se. Not a good feeling when you break down at all, but especially if you're blocking traffic, that's a whole nother thing. And you got whatever county or city police, they're gonna come and tow it, and you're gonna pay whatever the fee is. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, he was able to make it back. And when he got to the truck, or when he got out of the truck, he told me he was hearing a screeching noise, a loud screeching noise. And we thought it might have been the belts. We thought it might have been something else, but in actuality, it wasn't that. It was probably one of the most expensive things that could go wrong with this truck. As you know, guys, during COVID, a lot of things became scarce, and some of these things are still scarce to this day. One of the worst things that could go wrong with this truck right now, at a time like this, when the market is terrible, when so many things are going down, including, like I said, the rates are bad, freight is sketchy, just so many things are sketchy right now, and it's hard right now, man. It's rough. But the fuel pump went out on the truck. It actually cracked some kind of way. I never seen a fuel pump crack. Obviously, once he got the truck back and he shut it off, he couldn't get it back started. So when I found that out, I initially just went ahead and got a tow set up. Got the truck towed back to Columbia, South Carolina. I probably could have got it towed to somewhere in Atlanta, but the wait in Atlanta for a truck to even get in the shop and get looked at is sometimes a week. The relationship that I have with these guys here in Columbia at XL Truck Group on Shop Road, I'm pretty much first in line. This truck got dropped off last night. They looked at it today as an EA, as an express assessment, just to confirm that it was the fuel pump, and it'll be in the shop Monday. The fuel pump is here. However, there's some other parts that are on national back order, so to speak. So we kind of got to get to digging to make sure we can find those, and get this truck back up and running. However, from what I've been told by these guys here at XL, these great guys here, that the truck will be back up within a week's time. I think that's pretty good right now. Again, it's some shops out here that are backed up for 2 to 3 weeks. We don't have that kind of time. And as for the driver, he happens to, again, still be in Atlanta. And unfortunately, we had to part ways with another driver that is actually coming back to Atlanta. So he is going to hop in that truck and hold that truck down until we get his truck back out of the shop. So coincidentally, it worked out like that. But even if that truck wasn't available, I have a spare truck that he could have got in, and we could have kept the wheels turning. He's going to be down for a couple days. Definitely going to compensate him for that. Going to take care of his downtime. Luckily, he's in his home state, or in a state that he resides in. So don't have to worry about too much of that, paying him for a hotel or anything of that nature. But guys, this is what I'm talking about. This fuel pump is probably going to cost about 14 grand, because I've already replaced one on another truck. It's going to cost about 14 grand. And guys, I'm not stroking my ego. I'm not looking down on anybody. I'm not being condescending. But guys, when something like this happens, When something like this happens, you cannot hold off on getting it fixed, especially if this is the source or resource for the driver and how they get paid, as well as how you get paid. You know, this is a part of taking care of your drivers. You know, some of y'all might think it's just all about money and just feeding them the money. But in actuality, when something like this goes down, for your ability to hop right on it, get it taken care of, don't cry about no money. You knew what time it was when you came in this game. You knew this was an expensive game. So when you can get right on it and handle stuff, you do that. The quicker you can get on it, and if you happen to have a relationship like I do, you get it back sooner. You know what I'm saying? Again, while your drivers are down, you need to pay them. I don't expect you to pay them, you know, what they made a week ago, what their full salary is, but these people got lives, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's a hard time right now. I mean, if you can pay somebody, then do that. You know, or whatever way you can make it right. Sometimes it's not always about money with people. This is just something to think about. If you don't even have to have the newer body style. The engine is the same. You know, the DD15s, the fuel pumps on those things are expensive. The labor is expensive. Man, they gotta replace the high pressure fuel pump. They gotta drain your tanks. They gotta, whatever fuel you got in there, they gotta drain it out. They gotta drain the metal out. They gotta drain the fuel rails. They gotta drain the high pressure fuel lines. There's so much work that goes into, you know, replacing this fuel pump, man. And, you know, is $14,000 high? Yeah, it's high. You know, we all know the dealers they run a business. You know, let me say it like that. They run a business. So they're gonna charge a little bit more than your average person. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you know, if you're not saving your money, or if you don't have a warranty, you know what I'm saying? 14 grand is a lot of money to cough up, especially in times like right now. You know what I'm saying? So guys, make sure y'all doing the right thing. Make sure y'all getting the right warranties. Make sure you saving your money, if whether it's cash, or make sure you got your credit on point, because you don't want this to be the reason that you can't move your truck or that you can't get that driver back on the road. For some people, this is what puts them out of business. If I didn't have a warranty, I mean, in my situation, I'd be able to take care of it. But for some people that don't have a warranty or don't have the cash saved up or the credit, this will put them out of business. So guys, make sure y'all stand on top of y'all stuff. Make sure y'all being proactive and preparing for things like this to happen. The only thing that I'm gonna have to pay for on this is gonna be the tow bill, which I already paid for, which they actually offer something out here to pay for tow bills, which I'm gonna look into after that. But I had to pay for the tow bill, and I have to pay for the brake chamber that's bad on it. Other than that, all parts and labor for this high pressure fuel pump that went bad on me is covered. $14,000 I would have had to cough up, but it's covered by a warranty. Don't sleep on the warranties, man. Get you one. Get you a warranty. So again, guys, I'm gonna keep y'all updated on this truck. Today is Friday, December 16th. We're gonna see how long it takes us to get this truck back. I'll keep you guys updated on finding the parts and just how everything goes with this whole situation. So here we are, man. It's been about a week. Dropped the truck off, got the truck towed. I think that was last Friday that it arrived, and got the truck back today. Today's Friday. So, okay, so 7 days, 8 days, little over a week. But man, that is a high turnaround, man. You know, there's a big thing that a lot of people say about, you know, trucks being in shops for 2-3 weeks, sometimes months. Not saying that that's not true. However, guys, you got to make sure you're dealing with high quality mechanics, high quality shops, shops that have, just because it's a dealer doesn't mean everybody in there knows what they're doing. And sometimes it's hard to discern that or figure that out. You know, but at the same time, guys, you know, you just gotta make sure you're not taking it to the shade tree or to the person that thinks they know what they're doing versus the person that actually knows what they're doing. So guys, like I said, man, we just got the truck back. It's been in the shop for about a week getting the fuel pump replaced. And we're going to take a look at it, all the new shiny parts and stuff. And we'll kind of go through all the details again, what they had to do to get this truck back up and running. So let's go. So guys, here is the main fuel system for the truck. You got the fuel pump all the way back here. And you got the 3 fuel filter system right here. This is your big fuel filter. This is another small one, and that's another small one back there. They replaced all of that. They replaced the high pressure fuel lines. They could not reuse the old ones. Those were initially on back order, but matter of fact, they are still on back order. They are only making them for emergency truck down situations, so warranty situations, or they can't find the part anywhere else. So it's back ordered, but it can still be ordered, if that makes sense. And it just, they had to clean out this whole fuel rail. Guys, I don't know if y'all remember from what I posted before, or as you see earlier in the video, guys, there's a lot of metal. There's a lot of metal that's in this fuel pump. And when it goes bad, metal just gets everywhere, it contaminates the whole system. So they had to clean out all of this, reuse all of get new fuel lines and not replace the fuel rail, but clean out the fuel rail, and just pray to God that it didn't get to the injectors, which this truck is still checking out pretty good. They also had to drain the fuel tanks, which means if it was a full tank or if you had 200 gallons in there, it's all gone. So yeah, they had to drain my fuel tanks. They had to get the metal out of the fuel tanks, because the thing is, some of you may know, some of you may not, but when you start a diesel engine, or any engine for that matter, the fuel pump's job is to pull fuel from the fuel tank. And when the vehicle is shut off, the fuel goes back to the tank. So when this fuel pump went and it had metal in the system, when the truck was turned off, metal more than likely went back to the tank. So guys, when you're replacing this fuel pump, you don't want to cut corners. You don't just want to replace the fuel pump and not the high pressure fuel lines. Again, Detroit only recommends a one-time use for those. So you're going to have to get some new ones because they can leak. As you see, we got a new filter housing. The old one was contaminated with metal. Some of them can be cleaned out, but Detroit just recommends a whole new setup, just so you can just nip that possibility in the bud of the old one still being contaminated after you clean it. Got a bunch of shiny new parts, man. Nothing like new parts, especially when you don't have to pay for them. So guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something here about a repair that could possibly put you out of business. And hopefully you take heed to some of my advice. Whether you're a fleet owner, owner operator, or even a company driver, guys, it's just good to be proactive. And guys, you drivers, like when y'all notice this stuff or y'all notice any other issues, like guys, just make sure y'all reporting these issues. You got some people that they don't want to report the issue because they feel like they're gonna be out of work, or they're gonna have to sit for a while. And but guys, you got to get the truck fixed, especially if that's how you pay your bills and how the company survives. But again, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this thing. I appreciate all the support, and much love and success to y'all in the new year.